Good morning, Chipola Nation, and welcome back to the 2025-26 season. Hope everybody had a good summer, enjoying their fall right now. It's cooled off a little bit, so just want to say hi to everybody. Appreciate you guys coming back. Starting my second year here at Chipola, really happy to be here. Enjoyed that first year with the girls last year, winning the state championship and just immersing ourselves in the culture here at Chipola and also in the Mariana community. My family, my kids, we've been really lucky to be here. We love it. We've loved every second of it, so just want to start off by saying that. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to our boosters, Coach Johnson and Dr. Clemens and everybody that I work for. Just really appreciate the opportunity, and love it here. So excited to get year 2 started. We spent the summer working really hard. We had 9 kids in summer classes and in summer workouts this year. So we really enjoyed that, having a big group. We got bigger and faster and stronger. That's the main thing when you bring kids in the summertime, getting them in shape, getting them a little bit stronger. Some people had some nagging injuries that we had to work through and stuff like that, but just getting the kids ready for August and the season to start. And then more importantly, we set ourselves up for graduation in May. We had a couple kids that were borderline, needed to take a couple credits, a couple credit recovery classes, and everybody did a really good job there. Got our GPAs where we need to for the season, and on track to graduate in May there. So, really excited about this group. We thought we put in good work this summer and hope we reap the rewards here at the end. Just to talk about the group a little bit, we bring back 3 returners this year. The state championship team last year, we have Denai McDonald. As a freshman, she was our second leading scorer with 12 points per game. She was an all-tournament team at the national tournament and the state tournament. So we thought her stock was trending pretty high towards the end of her freshman year. We also brought back our backup point guard in Ariel Faison. Ariel played in 31 games for us as a freshman. She started a handful of times. She played really well down the stretch, similar to Denaya there, where, into her freshman year, she's playing her best basketball. She played really well in the state tournament and the state championship. So we're excited to have her back, some continuity there at the point guard position. And then our last one is our special guest today, Serena Herron. Played big minutes as a freshman, played in 32 games. I think she started 8 to 10 times there. So really big piece. She was one of our top rebounders, I think second on the team in offensive rebounds with almost 3 a game. And she knows as well as the rest of her teammates, Coach Rolls has a soft spot for offensive rebounding. So, one of my favorite players here. Glad to have her as our first guest this year. Just want to introduce her, ask her a few questions, just kind of learn about, home and things like that. So let's start with, where is home for you? And then follow that up with, how is that compared to here in Florida?
Yeah, I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's different. It's very hot down here, and I like it, so that's good.
Not as much snow?
No.
We did get a little snow last year.
Yeah, last year. But
which she's not going to say it on camera, but last year she thought you guys were a little soft for canceling school with that little bit of snow she saw. She's used to big, 1-foot drifts and stuff like that. So she was making fun of our administration a little bit last year when we canceled school, and she's used to the ice and the snow and things like that. So, glad to have her here. Next thing I want to ask, just tell us about your family, your family, your siblings, how old everybody is, what everybody's doing. Just kind of give us the rundown.
Yeah, so I'm the oldest of 7, I think. 7. But, everybody's pretty close. I got a sister. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and then 2 sisters on my dad's side.
All younger than you.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
So she's the oldest. So you have the most responsibility. You're the one that's got to change the diapers, get everybody's hair ready.
Yeah,
so you're used to that.
Yes, absolutely.
Which that's good for a team. I mean, I think that helps, and that when you have that older responsibility as the older sibling, it bleeds into your character. It bleeds into how you are as a teammate. So I can definitely see that. Now, as a returner, right, I want to kind of go back to last year. Tell me maybe 1 or 2 of your favorite memories from last year. What sticks out? What's really stuck in your head from that freshman year?
Definitely winning the state championship and going to nationals. It was a great experience.
It was a long trip.
Long trip.
Yeah.
Had some complications in Wyoming, but I want to do it again this year.
Yeah, and it won't be as long as the trip. We'll just be in Louisiana if we can make it there this year. So hopefully not flights or any of that stuff like last year. Because that was pretty brutal, getting, 15 to 20 people through the airport, get them all the way out to Casper, Wyoming, and get them back. I don't think we had any issues getting out there, but on the way back, I think we got stuck in Houston. Well, half of our group got stuck in Houston. I was lucky enough to get home on time, but the following groups were not. So, really hope we can make it back there. I'm going to finish up talking about our signees here. I talked about the 3 returners. We brought back 2 red shirts from last year that sat out that were with us most of the year. Jaslyn Harris, who transferred in from Appalachian State, she came in January and sat out that second semester with us, unable to play due to her transferring. And she's going to be with us this year. And then also Jada Redwine, who injured herself first game of the year last year. We felt terrible for her. She was a starter, probably one of our better players if we're looking at her production in scrimmages last year. But, she went down with the knee injury. She'll be back here in a couple weeks. So really excited about those 2 red shirts coming back. If you add those 2 to the 3 returners, it's 5 kids who've been in our program, understand what we want to do, understand the expectations, and are setting the standard every day in practice. So appreciate that group of 5. We also have 7 Division I transfers, a very talented group. That's one of the bigger, things you're going to see on our roster is 7 kids coming from a Division I program and trying to get back to a Division I program. So we're older, we're very experienced, and we have a big group of kids that have played at that highest level. We've got 2 other junior college transfers, both of them coming from the same school at Temple College. 2 kids there that we think are going to be good for us. And then we also brought in 2 incoming freshmen, which we really like. One is an in-state kid, Josiah Taylor, from Booker High School in Sarasota, Florida. A little point guard that is just tough as nails and is really going to help us. And then also Taco Sai, who's a 6'4" center that's really sought after by a lot of schools. We had to fight really hard to get her here at Chipola and really glad to have her. So we think those 2 as freshmen are going to have a really good chance to help us and get us where we need to go. Even though they're playing with a bunch of sophomores and experienced kids that have been at the college level already, I think those 2 have already, integrated themselves into the lineup and being able to help us. Now, the good thing about this group, we have a bunch of high GPA kids. This is one of the years I haven't really had to, follow them to class, walk them to class. We've had a few hiccups in the road, but it's a good GPA or a good academic group. And it's also a big athletic group. So I know, we play on Friday at Lurleen B. Wallace. We don't really have a starting 5, but we could, if we went today and based off yesterday's practice, we could start 5'9" point guard, a 6'1" shooting guard, 6'1" small forward, a 6-foot power forward in Serena here, and then Taco at the 4 that is 6'4". So we could be a really big team, really versatile team. We also think we can go small if we want to. We've got some really good guards. If we need to go small, maybe we put Serena at the 5 and play a little bit of different brand of basketball. So we're excited as coaches. And I want to follow that up with Serena. What do you like about this year's group? And just, what do you think about the group in general?
I like that we're really athletic and big and strong. That's my favorite part about this team. And we are very hungry to get a ring, another one. So.
Well, you're happy we were big because you don't want to play the 5. You'd rather get out to the 4 and the 3. So she's happy we got a few centers in there, so she can play a little bit more on the perimeter and show her athleticism, which we like that as well. Let's talk about the schedule a little bit. Very tough non-conference schedule. We've got 18 non-conference games, obviously. 6 of those games are going to be against ranked teams. Or the teams that made the national tournament last year. So we've got our hands full there. And then 18 of our 30 total games, right? 18 games are going to be against teams that won 20 games or more last year, or again, were ranked or won it or played in the national tournament. So, we don't have any easy games this year. It's not going to be a cupcake by any means. We're going to have to be at our best, and we're going to have to play our best throughout the season. It's not going to be, really any time for us to waste time there. We start this Friday on Halloween. We're at Lurleen B. Wallace, like I said, a new program with a new coach, but, a good region. The coach I've known for a few years, he's really good at what he does, so that's going to be a good game for us to start. And then our first home game is going to be here on November 7th. That's a Friday. We'll play Northeast Mississippi. It's going to be a big game. We went there last year. We had a tough game against them at their place, so, they're returning the trip here. Another good team with a good coach. He's a first-year coach there as well, but he's had some experience at different places. That weekend is going to be our classic. So we'll play Northeast Mississippi on Friday. We'll follow up on Saturday with the Community Christian College of Georgia. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock and then 3 o'clock on Saturday. So love to have everybody out. We do have 8 home games before conference starts. So, we need the best fans in the country to come pack the Milt, do exactly what they did last year. Helped us to, I think we went 14-1 or whatever it was. We only lost 1 game at home last year, and that's a testament to our fans and how much they put into it and, their interest level and how much they invest in us. So we need you guys this year. We definitely need everybody out for the games. Let's end this with, I'm going to ask Serena, what do we need to do as a team to be successful this year? And be able to not only try to defend our state title, but to take that next step.
Really just continue to be strong. because this conference is very big, and we need to be strong if that's what we want to do.
Yep. Yep. I mean, and it's not going to be any drop off from state tournament to national tournament. So that's the luxury. Well, I don't want to say the luxury. That's the good thing about playing in the Panhandle. You're going to be battle tested. So when you get to the national tournament, nothing's going to really shock you. And then last thing, do you have a message for Chipola Nation and our fans? Anything you want to say to them?
Thanks for all the support, and I can't wait to see you guys at our home games.
I second that. I appreciate you guys. Hope to see more people out at practice and coming to hang out with the girls. We really appreciate you guys, and the girls do too. Thanks.